Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P-Funk, thinking right out here in my lab. Well, I do what I do for you. I've been here tinkering, so I got some stuff for you today. Let's get this party started. Rightism, 25 rules to live by, storytelling, story with a message, message of the story. Sometimes we go into the book for life lessons. And I see you tuning in. That's what I give him. Life lesson. You tuning in receiving them. We got a good thing going. Let's keep it rocking. I'm ready. Right thinking mission. And yeah, I'm on it. Is to enlighten. Hopefully I'm doing that. Inspire. That should get you off your rusty dusty. Educate. I love doing that. And motivate you, the individual, to higher spiritual levels of enlightenment. I'm giving you everything you need to make that happen for yourself. Stay tuned. Right thinker's way of life through a mental and spiritual discipline daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. That's my mission. To do what I need to do for you to do what you need to do for yourself. That's right thinking philosophy. And the question is, know thyself. You have to have that as a goal for life. To do anything else, you need to know who you are. So let's go over it right quick. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple. You teach them. That's why I do what I do for you, to teach and enlighten you. A person who knows not and believe that they know is wasting my time. Oh, excuse me, dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows but knows not that they know is asleep. I can awaken them. I'm the spiritual alarm clock with knowledge of self to wake you up. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right there, just know thyself. And to my eye, be true. Yeah, I'm back to the book. Why? Because this information, I used to take it and break it down and play with it. I think y'all ready for some pure. Okay, so no cut. Let's go. Today's lesson is called Myth, Ritual, and Mysticism. Those are three phases of religious enlightenment. How you're supposed to become enlightened from your religion that you practice. Okay, let me break it down for you. In its complete form, religion is composed of three aspects. You got the myth, what they tell you. Everybody know that. The ritual, you practice and you reflect on the myth. And the metaphysics is the byproduct of you learning the myth, practicing the ritual, and something will happen. The metaphysics of that, or they call it the mystical experience. That's what I call it from religious aspect. The mystical part is the internal part where the conscious and the mind comes together as one. The religion wants you to do that. They just don't get it right sometimes. So I'm frustrated about that. But when it's done right, that's the beauty part of it. And some are doing it the right way. It wouldn't be around as long if it wasn't something good in it. Understand? I tell you, old sayings don't get old if they're not true. So the Bible won't be around, ain't going nowhere. Just got to be understood better. How about that? So I ain't writing on the Bible. Let me get back. Now, the mysticism and the mystical philosophy. This stories to educate you, to internalize concepts that you can manifest for yourself. Watch this. Now, while many religions contain, again, rituals, traditions, metaphors, and myth, they are a few professionals trained in understanding their deeper aspects and the psychological implications, the metaphysics and the mystical part and aspects of the religion that you're following. If you're a Christian, and that's fine. If you misinterpret or you're being mistaught about the concepts of Christianity, you're going to be going the wrong way. Masons, if you think you worship in the other guy. If you did your homework and when you got into your due diligence, you find out who the light bearer is. New tidbit there again, just knowledge. Now, thus, there is often mostly disappointment, frustration, and because of delusionments amongst many followers, as well as the leaders within many religions. I'm not saying that. It's here. I just witness and understand it so I can talk about it. I'm not bragging on nobody. I'm just bringing to your attention what things are. As a teacher, that's my job to do that. I ain't telling you what to think. I'm just giving you the information to think right. Now, there's a lot of misled people in many religions, not just Christianity, but you got different Muslim concepts. So understand that, doesn't it? Now, particularly, watch this, in the Western culture, which is us. Why? Because it's difficult, listen, to evolve spiritually. Why? Without the proper spiritual guidance, aka the assistance of a sage, practitioner of a higher understanding. And understand this, faith alone or belief alone is not sufficient to promote the highest spiritual evolution. You won't raise your conscious level following a belief-based concept. Through introspection, watch this, and spiritual research, it is possible to discover mythological vestas within religion, which I say is something in there, there's truth in there, which can rekindle the light of spirituality and at the same time increase the possibility of gaining a fuller experience in life, aka knowing oneself. You can't obtain knowledge of self without practice and study. The book tell you, study to prove yourself, to show yourself approved. If you're not studying the word, just believe in the word. I ain't saying that, that's what it's saying. I just study, I read, break down. So hopefully you get the understanding. When I read it, I can break it down for you. That's what I do. That's my original way of teaching. Now listen to this. You got the exoteric, which is the EXOTERC, which is the top layer. Exoteric, which is outer, ritualistics. Right there, outer, not inner. Forms of religion with which most people are familiar with. Watch this. Most people are familiar is only the tip. Everything that you think you know about Christianity is only the tip of the iceberg, so to speak. Watch this. It is only a beginning, an invitation or prompting to seek what? Deeper, which is esoteric knowledge, what I teach. ESOTERIC, the hidden message, the real knowledge, the real message that's in what I teach is hidden. So it's going to be a little difficult to understand if you just like the exoteric. Well, they said this, that's what you're good with, fine. But remember, there's a deeper concept. And to discover, it says, it's an invitation or prompting to what? Seek a deeper esoteric discovery of the transcendental truths of existence, knowing thyself and God. That's the transcendental concept that you have to understand. Religion wants you to do that too. That's the purpose of it. That's what I'm saying. But when it ain't done right, just ain't gonna work. Simple. If I gave you exercise to do and tell you to do it this way, you do it your way. You might not get the desired results. That if you've done it the way I told you, why? I know. You just assuming, or you guessing, or you figuring it out, whatever it is you believe in. No, knowing is the way to go. And if you're gonna follow instruction, just follow the instructions. GPS said turn right. I don't want to. Why you listen to this? Why you even got the GPS on if you ain't gonna follow it? Simple analogy. Watch this. Now let's move down here to there are several high God systems. Again, high God systems. In ancient Egypt, again, I told you about that. Mythology. Remember, These are stories. These are myths. We're speaking in language of mythological concepts to enlighten your knowledge and understanding. High God means that the highest God or goddess within that system of what? Theology. Is considered to be what? The original deity from which all others emanated as cosmic forces. I keep saying, Amen, the hidden one. We all know him. That's what we pay respect to. I was one, I became three. Amen, Ra, Ptah, hidden, seen, creative forces. These are all concepts that you can learn and conceive and understand it and use it for higher consciousness for yourself. Now, you have high God and goddesses within the system of theology is considered to be what? The original deity. But watch this. Emanating from all cosmic forces. So thus in the Osirian myth, the Osirian myth is the story about Asar, Aset, and Haru. You know him as Osiris, Isis, and Horus. That just irked me to the core because they changed the names that you confused. One say Horus, other one say Asar. He say Isis, she say Aset. Confusion. They're good for doing that, but that's just one you gotta understand. When you're dealing with the Osirian myth, when you're dealing with the Kemetic concept, use our names. I'll teach them to you. Asar, okay, not Osiris. Asar is known as Pa-Netta, the male aspect of the spirit, or the God, high God. Watch this. Or it's going to be the high God, and creation is composed of the cosmic forces, which is the five elements before you get to the human, which originated from what? The high dignity, the high divinity, excuse me. The cosmic forces are known as netters or gods and goddesses. Again, only aspects in nature is the sun, moisture, air, we got Ra, Shu, Tuf, Nu, Gab, and Nu. Those are five elements. The sixth is Asar. Watch this. It is important to understand that the high gods and goddesses, as well as the Egyptian trinities, originated from the same transcendental supreme being above all gods and goddesses, and he was called the Nebuchadnezzar or the all-encompassing. You see this, the two rays on the side and the two wings, that's the all-encompassing. Got a little bit of everything in there, but watch this. Now, in this manner, the initiate is to understand that all the gods, hear me now, all the gods and goddesses are in reality just symbols with names and forms which represent the divine in a very manifest forms of nature. This is why we take the aspect of the falcon to represent the spirit. Why? It's the fastest, swiftest bird, and nobody compares to it. So that's your spirit, aka Haru. This produces, watch this. When you understand nature, this produces a two-aspect format of religion in which there is a personal aspect and a transpersonal aspect of God. The personal aspect is you, the ego. Don't forget about him. Okay, he's there. So if you ain't got God, remember, ego is edging God out. If you run on the ego, you done put God out of you. Remember, I read the other lesson where they separated God from man. I'm still looking for him. Me and him got some work. How they take him behind the shed. All right, but watch this. Now, the personal aspect is fixed in time and space, which is right here now with a name and a form. This form is readily understood to be the masses of human beings with ordinary spiritual awareness and is used in myths and stories. We all know the myth. We all know the story, but that's just pretty much most people. That's it. That's where they stop at. Very few of us study. Those who go to seminary school, become preachers and ministers, they know. But those are the ones who go further to get the knowledge. In ancient times, you can come in the first part of the temple where everybody meets. Only way you want to get more information and more knowledge or higher consciousness, higher knowledge, you got to go into the other part. But it's Volunteer is your choice. Again, choices. All right. Now, the second aspect, other than the personal, is the transpersonal side. Points our interest towards that which lies beyond the symbolic form, not physical. It's a spiritual thing. Okay. This is the unmanifest form of what? The divine, as it is expressed in the mystical teachings of religious mythology. Religion is based on mythology, not literal people. So I ask the question for most people. It's a simple question. That lets me know what your real mentality is and understand it. If you don't understand that book to be allegorical, mythological, okay, astrological, zodiacal, you really missed the boat. It's a book about you. If you knew yourself. But that's what the purpose of. Next one is right where we at now. Where we at? Okay, we're down here. Watch this. So understanding religious is mythological stories also. Thus, watch this. The high God is a personal symbol of representation. We all know God, the name, different names, but it's the all-encompassing, all-knowing. We got that's the title. So that ain't his name. We give him names. Allah, Yahshua, Yahweh, all that. We give it name, but it's all the same thing. We know that already been there. Let me wrap this up. Now, with a name and a form of the nameless, we gave the nameless, the hidden one, an amen. We know that. So you got a name for in the form of the nameless, formless, unmanifested, transcendental supreme being. We identify with that. That's belief. That's theoryology. Having a concept of believing something. But when what you believe in ain't substantial, ain't proven, ain't factual, now that's superstition. Another lesson. That ain't what I'm talking about. We're talking about getting real knowledge. Religion's intent is to do that. And it's there, but you gotta it's got a whole bunch of other stuff with it. I tell you, I'm giving you pure knowledge right now. I'm not cutting it. I'm not breaking it down. I'm giving it to you pure. Hope you can understand it. When I was doing my drugs, I wanted to make sure it was good for you to digest. Sometimes too pure, somebody couldn't handle that. So you cut it up for and make it digestible. So that's my job. I had some THC. If I didn't put 3 cut on it, you couldn't handle it. So that's what I'm saying. Some things you need to make it digestible. Synopsis, break it down so they can use it. Simple fraction, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, let me get this thing on the way. I'm babbling right now. Let me get back to the lesson. Now, there are several forms of the Trinity. Here we go. In ancient Egyptian religion, depended on the geographic location where the teaching was espoused. These included, in one part, they had Amen, Mu, and Kansu at the Trinity, Father, Mother, Son. Okay? Amen, the guy with the poems, Mu, the mother, the 2 poems, okay, tombs like tombstones, yeah, he wore that. That's him. Then you got Ptah, Sekhmet, and Nefertiti. Ptah, the self-created, uttered himself into existence. Sekhmet, the lioness, his wife, which is Ra's daughter, and you don't want her to be pissed off with you, okay? That phrase, hell have no feel like the woman scorned, she's that woman that's scorned. You don't want that. So that's her term. And his son Nefertiti, the intelligent one, the beautiful one. Okay. All of them have their purpose. And then you got Haru, Het Haru, and Har Samatas, which is Haru's son. Haru had 4 sons. We ain't even got to that part about Haru. What he doing out? But this is all knowledge that I have stacked up that I'm trying to get to other people. So, and in my classroom, I do a weekly thing. So here we go. Then you got Haru, the younger, which is his son. Then you got Kunam, the creator, potter. I call my man Kunam. Why? Because he's the creator. He helped you create yourself and manifest you being your best self. Now, his wife was Anukas, and his daughter is the female. The first female trinity was Kunam, Anukas, and Satis. Okay? Ptah, Sakar, and Asar. This is Asar after death. Ptah, Sakar, Asar, 3. However, watch this. The most popular trinity The most popular throughout all the Egyptian was the one with Asar, Aset, Harut. Why? Because it's the story of life. In every aspect, it breaks life down to the simplest form. That's why. High gods and goddess manifesting as a trinity. I told you we have Amen, Ra, Ptah. Amen is hidden. Ra is the sun that's seen. Ptah is the self-created one. That's us. The spirit that's in us is hidden. The body that we in is seen. And we create manifest from our own thought concept. I hope you got that concept. Well, I like the way I put that one together on the fly. But yeah, because the concept don't change, you got to understand it. And then when you understand it, you can work it. If you don't understand it, you're never going to use it. Like an unusable fraction. If you don't get it to be common so you can work with it, it's just an unusable concept. Don't work. Last one, the activity or awareness within the manifest or symbolic area of religious practices is within the purview of mythological, again, and ritual stages of religious practice, while the activity within the unmanifested area is covered by what? The third and final level of religious practice. Now, this is where the Mason got their 3 degrees from, because the first degree, interpreters, second degree, photocrat, third degree, you should be knowing who you are, aka Master Mason. So I get that. But guess what? On the scales of the chakras, you still will get eaten. So you need to go higher, baby. So that's where the concept comes from right here. Watch this. The third and final level of religious practice. Remember, religious practice, not religious belief. Religious practice means you're living it, you're implementing it, you're doing by the rules. If it's the 10 Commandments, you hold yourself to the 10 Commandments. I don't care. That's what you're following. That's what you do. I respect that. Now, the religious practice, the mystical or the metaphysical level, which is knowing thyself from being knowledgeable, living, and being. Watch this. The mystical part is when you get that nod from up above. The first sophisticated system of religion and yoga mystical philosophy, watch this, in history. The first sophisticated system of religion and yoga mystical philosophy in history, in historical time, occurred where? In ancient Egypt. This system included all of the gods and goddesses, which in later times became individually popular in various cities throughout the ancient Egypt. At the heart of this system of gods and goddesses is Shita, the hidden and the unmanifest essence of the universe, also known as the Nebuchadnezzar and Amen. There we go. They already had the understanding of the hidden force. They already had a concept about God, the hidden force, the creator of all. The system of religion of ancient Egypt was called Shita, or the hidden way to the unmanifested supreme being. No one studying God, not the belief, but the hidden understanding of God, aka nature, and which is really our higher self. So that was the creed that left us: know thyself, and you'll know God. Spiritually, it ain't a physical thing; it's a spiritual thing, all from within. I got to go. Hope you enjoyed the lesson. If you like it, let me know. I got more.